Let us take a look at one of the key elements to a good good mental health for ladies. What does that environment look like? We're going to take a look at what really supports that. I would say one, knowing the difference between emotions and reactions. I think we're very often to lead with emotions as reactions than we are lead to emotions as in supporting. Right? Have you thought about that? That they can have an emotion that's supporting and one that's just reactive, and that there's huge differences between the two. Do we know a lot about emotions? I can't say that we have great science out on emotions. I can't particularly say that science would be the best way to understand emotions. However, I think it's a great attempt at doing so. But let's look more into the self-care version of this. How are we seeing self through emotion? Therefore, getting a better grip, a balancing thing on either end to say, well, this is my emotion, this is kind of the outcome I wanted. Why is there such a difference between the two? If I put the right emotion at the situation, I get the right reaction, right? So if we really want a hug from somebody, maybe a boyfriend, husband, brother, who knows, uncle, and we almost attack this person, already thinking that we're not going to receive this hug that we're looking for, knowing that it's actually almost probably too painful to ask for this hug just outright. So then we find a kind of way, a compensation, if you will, emotional compensation around it. If I make this person feel guilty, they will hug me. If I make this person feel responsible, they'll hug me. If I make this person feel sad for me, they will hug me. If I make, you see, so these are different ways to get the same thing. So I might say, well, simply the action is, honey, I need a hug. I'm having a hard day. And immediately you will, like 9 out of 10 times, receive what you've asked for, just for the fact that it's easy to understand, it's straightforward. Person's feeling bad, hug is needed, hug is applied. Because I care, not because it's a mechanical process. But if I didn't care, it wouldn't bother me whatsoever if you were sad. It'd be a nuisance, actually. And often we see when emotions are maxed out on both sides of a relationship, you get this kind of pretend ambivalence. I don't really care. She's just stressing me out. He's just stressing me out. I wish they could only know this thing or only do this thing. This is for sure that both people are emotionally maxed out. And when you have that situation, you always have a kind of pushing apart as opposed to mutual leaving, right? Two different energies behind them. But my point here is just to illustrate how tricky it can be to navigate emotions in the most simple situation. So I think we have a great misperception that ladies are inherently good at navigating emotion just off the bat. We can say for a fact, though, that ladies have the greatest amount of possible experience with emotion, especially if we're going gender to gender. This is just absolutely true. There's more, colors of paint that you can paint the world with, and therefore express greater in a shorter period of time. Right? It might take 5 minutes for a guy to actually say how he feels about something, where a lady could give you the Picasso in painting of these emotions by the time the guy has finished his one. Right? So we do want to say we have a wonderful foundation on which to start learning about emotions.